So, Jeff, I want to welcome you to this interview. How the heck are you, man?
Doing great. Thanks for having me, Luke. It's a
Ah,
pleasure to be here.
it's great to have you, man. And I know everyone out there is excited to hear from you because this is the type of thing, Blackbird, that is like a worker's dream. If you're a worker, if you're out there, just like you are, you're a professional performer, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. This is walk out the door, ready to go with Blackbird all the time. That was kind of one of the goals of this project was to be able to walk out the door ready to perform magic the second you need to. So yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, let's go back in time a little bit. I want to find out where it came from. You are known as a coin guy, and you're really, really good. Let's not BS that. You're really good. So, was this created out of necessity? Was like this void? Like, you're doing magic and you're like, I wish I could do that? Or what? How the heck did this happen? How did Blackbird happen?
Yeah. Mutual friend of ours, Scott Robinson,
Hmm.
in Charlotte, North Carolina, has a really cool meeting of magicians every week. It's called Sleight Club, and sit around the round table and you practice hard, and you bring your A game every week to this meeting, and then the round table of guys pick apart your A game. Basically, I don't know if that's how it
Sure.
was when you were there. Yeah,
Sure.
it's still that way. You bring your best, and they chop it up, they reduce it, and they refine it and make it even better. And then in return, you do that to the other people at the table when they present. So I presented a spellbound routine. I got really inspired by Ponta the Smith doing some knacky, crazy spellbound changes. And I presented this incredible routine I worked hours and hours and hours on, and I set it up to music, and it's just like this really cool stage coin manipulation act. And Scott Robinson picked it apart because at the very end, I ended with both my hands clean.
Mm.
And he said, if you're going to end clean, you got to start clean, because I had come out in this funky palm position.
Mm.
And so that got me thinking, and ultimately I came up with, through many, many, many prototypes and trials and errors, I came up with Blackbird so that I could walk out, show my hands completely empty. Ultimately, I could come to any table. If I was performing tableside, I could show my hands are empty. I could shake hands, and I'm not worried about anything because there's no palming, and there's no fear of losing a coin or a coin falling out of your sleeve or wherever you might have it hidden. And so that's kind of the history behind it. It was a challenge
Hmm.
and turned into something pretty cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, the stuff that you can do is incredible because that is one thing with coin magic. A lot of people think, oh man, like I've got to worry about my hands looking natural or, windows or things like that. And so I think this fits the criteria for a worker to where, yeah, it's nice to be social, to be able to be free, and then at any time crush people, like really crush them with some really strong coin magic. And we've gotten to know you over time. People are getting to know your name more and more with coin magic. And so, what do you think is the biggest advantage with Blackbird since you've created it, used it, and continue to use it?
Yeah, I think it's the biggest. Oh my
I
goodness.
know. I know.
If you put me on the spot right now, my answer may change based on what trick I'm working on.
Okay.
But the biggest, it's money on demand. It's coin on demand, exactly when you need it. So for the longest time, for me, if I wanted to do a routine where I come and I approach the table and I start producing coins, and the coins are coming from nowhere, mind you,
Mm.
not from your pocket, they're coming from nowhere. That almost has to be the very first effect you perform when you greet people or when you approach people, because you have some kind of setup. Well, Blackbird, in essence, it's two extra hands holding out coins for you, so that you no longer have to do that fantastic production routine very first in routine. Matter of fact, now you can do it in the middle of your set, or you can throw it in any other trick. And if you need to clean up after a routine, say you've got a gap and you want to switch it out, Blackbird can get you out in an instant. And there's no need for these silly, huge stage manipulation body turns, or there's no need to go in your pocket. It simplifies that. So that just money on demand, instantaneous production. Once you do the small little setup, which is which I believe is shown in the trailer.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you mentioned the part about getting gimmicks in and out of play because let's be honest, that's one thing that people always hear. Oh, it's a gimmick. Oh, it means I'm going to have to either use it at the beginning, like you said,
Hmm.
or worry about a way to get out of it at the end. This allows you in real time to get stuff in and out of play, which to me is like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, some of the strongest magic that you can do uses gimmicks. So if you can do that and now use it to your advantage to where you get them in and out of play, dude, you're done.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I mean, this is going to solve for a lot of that. If a lot of your standard gaffs, if they're precision made, are going to work with Blackbird,
Cool.
and it's going to allow you to get those in, or it's going to allow you to substitute out. And so, in the heat of the magic, when the spectators are still burning you, you'll have a lot cleaner opportunity to switch things out. And then later, when the effect's over, then you can go about your business, ditch things however you like. But it's just going to get it into play really quick.
Okay. So one of the most common questions, you're wearing it now.
Yeah.
People have seen the trailer. However, we wanted to point out something, and you know where I'm going. Sleeves. Do
Yes.
you have to wear a jacket? What's the attire? Let's just knock that out right now so people understand just how versatile this really can be.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have to use sleeves? No. If you're going to use it like in the trailer, yes. The beauty of Blackbird, and we just don't have time to go over everything in the trailer, right? It's a pitch. It's to show you the coolness and just how smooth it operates. But believe me, it's got, what do we have, 3 hours of video,
Mm.
and you got cool chapters you can skip to wherever you like if you're concerned about that. But you've got 3 hours of video where I really go over all the ins and out details and include a PDF file that goes over all the different ins and outs of what you might need to do to use it. So the cool thing about it is it's Velcro. It attaches via Velcro. So anywhere you can stick Velcro, you can stick one of the birds. And so that means like a traditional under the coat, you can put it there, or under the shirt. Like you can put it all different spots that will allow Velcro to receive it. So you can use it as a traditional coin holdout, a locking coin holdout, or you can use it with sleeves. And as far as sleeves, almost any sleeve. I perform in a dress shirt quite often. I teach how to use a dress shirt, and I use a coat, as I'm wearing now. One of my favorite sleeves, I just love performing in a hoodie. And I think you see that in the trailer too. I think I'm wearing a hoodie. And, that's just where I'm comfortable.
So if you're not going to do the version with sleeves, what is there a requirement as far as clothing if you're not going to wear something like a hoodie or a jacket? Like what do you have to wear, or is there a real limitation for that?
Yeah, you're probably going to want to have maybe a vest or your shirt untucked. You're going to probably want to have a little bit of loose clothing in which you can hide Blackbird underneath. So you can just envision from the trailer what it looks like, how that's got Velcro on the back of it. That's how it attaches to armband, which has some incredible advantages to it. You'll see in the instructional video. But yeah, you'll want to have a spot that you can stick it. And that doesn't necessarily have to be on your person. It could be on a prop. So.
Very cool. All right. Well, I want to ask like an elephant in the room kind of question. And that is, why the name? Why is Blackbird the name of this? I'm sure it's not super important to the project, but for me, and I'm sure a lot of people, they're like, well, why is he calling it Blackbird? What's the name? What's it about?
Oh, you had to ask that.
I did.
Well, it's a little bit of an embarrassment to my childhood.
I'm glad I asked.
Yeah. Well, it has a little bit, if you're familiar with the Raven.
Yep.
Raven gimmick, it's a blackbird that sits in an approximate same spot. I guess you could say there's a tie there, but not the real name is named after the SSR Blackbird, the stealth airplane.
Nice.
Are you familiar with that? And the idea that this stealthily bombs coins in your hand. Just quickly, quietly, easily, you can drop bomb coins in your hand. There's one problem with this analogy. I don't know how I missed this in all my childhood. The Blackbird was a spy plane that took photographs. It didn't drop bombs. So it never was wasn't a combat vehicle. It was just the world's quickest jet, and it could outmaneuver. They said in its lifetime, some 1,000 missiles were shot at it by the Soviets and other countries over there. And its standard maneuver when missiles were shot at the Blackbird, it just flew faster. It just outran them. And so that's the idea with the Blackbird. You're just so far ahead of your audience. It prepares you to produce a coin in such a quick manner that you're just that far ahead that there's no catching you.
Love it. Oh, well, thanks for sharing. It's a funny story. I'm sure everyone loves that. Doesn't love that.
It kind of works.
Which is great. I mean, we got to ask the questions, we got to go there a little bit. And I did hear that.
And I just can't believe as a kid, we were fascinated, and growing up in the 80s, just fascinated with the spy plane when it's revealed. And I never realized, okay, it just was taking photographs, had these incredible cameras, but it wasn't dropping bombs.
Well, that is what you can do with Blackbird, though. You can crush your spectators with this stuff. I mean, it must feel like, you've got this secret power almost. I mean, it's this powerful weapon that you do have ready, in all seriousness, like ready at a moment's notice to just destroy people with. And do you have like a favorite moment? And I didn't prep you with this, so if you need to think about it, do you have like a favorite moment or story of when you use Blackbird and people just lost their mind?
I do. Okay, so my wife's Christmas party at her work, the hospital she works at, we went to this place called Top Golf. Have you heard of it?
Oh, yeah. Love
it. There's one in Vegas, I think, right?
I've gone. It's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's like bowling meets dart meets golf. I don't know. It's crazy.
Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. And so the Christmas party, this is outdoors, mind you, at the driving range. And it's December, so I'm wearing, it's December in Texas, so I'm wearing light long sleeves. It's Christmas party, so I'm slightly dressed up, but playing golf, right? So mind you, I've got the Blackbird on, like I do right now, and the coins are locked in, and I'm playing golf. So like, it's like bowling. You take turns going up to the driving range, and so one person goes up, shoots. I don't even know golf.
They hit the ball.
That's why I play Top Golf. I don't play golf. They hit the ball, and so I go up there, and I'm doing some tricks with cards. I go, and then I hit the ball a few times, and I come back, and I go right into coin magic. Bam! And so, because I'm completely loaded, and that's how confident I am. Because I've got my silver Morgan dollars loaded in this thing. I'm swinging the clubs. I could easily, if this thing wasn't, if I didn't trust this thing, I could easily, chunk these $30 coins out, down the fairway. But yeah, it was pretty rad. So you come back and then just producing coins, like, what the hell is this guy doing with this?
That's great. No, and it also shows just how versatile this is. Like, granted, most guys aren't going to be out hitting golf balls while they're in the middle of magic, but it does show that, if you're out and you're being social and around, you don't have to worry about any of the stuff coming out or any of that. You're secure, you're good, and you know that when you're ready, that this is going to be good to go. So that is a really good thing to hear in all seriousness.
That's the design. So, and I teach, learn the prop, understand what it does, and you'll have the confidence to go out and do that.
Cool. And one other specific question, and then we're going to start to wrap this up a little bit. As far as routines go, now people know that you are a very skilled coin magician. How much into detail do you go as far as things to do with Blackbird, like routines, things to use with it, stuff like that?
Yeah, so we teach 6 routines, and they are truly, like the trailer says, from beginner to advanced. And then also, even they're broken up, or I tell you starting and stopping points. And I try to always just encourage people to make whatever I throw out, whatever is my magic, make your own magic. I want it to be personal. And so I teach a lot of sleights, and I think I really give a lot of tools. I put some tools in your tool chest, right? Give you a hammer, give you a saw, give you some basic things that you can chop away and make your own effects. And so I give a few solutions for, just for example, a lot of people, even if they don't perform coin magic, at one time they've studied 3-fly. And it's just kind of a standard. Chris Kenner, rocked the world with that years back, and everybody performed a version of a coins across. And so I just kind of give the idea, hey, if you're already performing coins across, this is going to take it to the next level. It's going to clean up. It's going to solve for how you move the last coin, or how you move the coins across without going into too many details on the effect. So I give those ideas, yeah. But then trust me, I give some knuckle busting routines.
Cool. Got to keep people busy with the
Yeah.
coin stuff. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap up this interview. I do want to ask you one last thing because I did talk to you before this. You are coming to Magic Live here in Las Vegas, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
At first,
So I'm
excited.
guessing that you will be BLACKBIRD ready. We'll put it like that. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. No doubt about it. I'll be there, and I usually keep my armbands a little bit long, so I can put on. I'm a pretty thin guy, but I keep my armbands just a little bit long, so they'll fit any body type. And if you want to try a set on, hopefully you'll bought yours by then, and you'll bring it, and we can go head to head, and I can show you some tips and tricks that I learned. But yeah, I'll be there and be showing it off, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you. I'll be there, and if you guys are going to be there, make sure to say hello not only to me, but you just heard Jeff's going to be there too, and all the Murphys guys are all going to be there too. So, Jeff, I want to say one last thing that I really appreciate. I'm going to go back to the single shot of you. I love the fact that directly to your right is the Bible on coin match. I think it's only fitting that that's like right there.
Yeah, this is the King James one too. This is the hardback heavy duty edition.
Right on.
Yes, sir. This is it's a good book right here. It's a good book.
Right on, dude. Yeah, the good stuff, the classics, right? I mean, they're a classic for a reason.
Yep.
Yep. Well, cool, Jeff. I'm going to wrap this up. We are going to have some other fun content going on. So if you guys have questions about BLACKBIRD, we're going to do other fun things online where you can ask questions. And so we want to make sure that you get everything that you want to know about BLACKBIRD answered. On the 8th, I'll be doing a live show where I'll be placing this interview. So you'll be seeing this on our Facebook page live and answering all the other questions from the forums and on our Facebook page and everywhere else about BLACKBIRD. So ask those questions. We want to be there for you. I'm sure Jeff will jump in too, won't you?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of answering people's questions. So I hope we answered a few of them here. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Good questions. Thanks, Luke.
Ah, come on, man. No, it's good stuff. It's easy to ask questions when you have the good stuff to ask questions about. There you go. Sweet. All right, Jeff. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And you and I will be doing some other fun content here. So I'm going to wrap this up and just thank you for your time, my friend. And congrats on BLACKBIRD. All right, cool. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. We are going to have more and more content for you about BLACKBIRD because we are so excited about this, and we know that you will be too. When you get this in your hands, you start playing with it, and you see the possibilities that you will have to take your magic up a notch when it comes to BLACKBIRD. All right, guys, hang tight. We'll be back. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, post your comments below. If you have questions about BLACKBIRD, post them below, and we will answer them for you.